Every day, chat and chart live during the New York session. Here, real traders share the raw truth, their mindset, technical analysis, and execution. This is where real traders show their skill set. Welcome to Tradin TV. This is your stage to shine.
What is up, everyone? Hope everyone is doing good. Hope everyone is doing amazing. How is everyone doing? I have to say, I was going to start with another camera. I was like, I think this one is better. This camera is insane. Oh my God. How's everyone doing? First trade-in stream. I'm going to be with you every single Monday to start off the week right. So very, very, very excited. What's up, Kuba? What's up, Paulina? What's up, Reaper? What's up, Jeff Key? What's up, Adil? What's up, Paul? How is everyone doing? Clams, how is everyone doing? Market is looking very, very interesting. I don't know if anyone has taken a trade today or not, but the market is looking good. I'm doing amazing. I always say I can't complain. Yes, no straw on the coffee. That is unacceptable. Unless I'm forced to. So, what's up, Burgess? Adept, how are you? Sofak, RT. Hey, Rosa, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Today we have two amazing traders with us. It's Arnas and Rosa. So make sure to welcome them too. So very excited to talk some trading, see if there's any trades, see what people are thinking, see what people in the chat are thinking. So excited. How are you, Rosa?
I'm okay. I've already took a trade today, this morning, first thing in the morning, here in Spain. So yeah, I hit take profit. So
nice,
quite
congrats.
happy today. Yes. So I'll show it later.
Okay. Excited to see it.
Rosa,
Arnas, what about you?
started
How are
the
you
day
doing?
richer.
Hi,
I'm
Arnas.
good, mate. Hey guys. Can you hear me fine? I'm on the late.
Okay.
Wow.
This is a little bit of a
sorry,
flex.
but the reception. The reception might not be the best because I'm surrounded by the woods. So that is why. It's my anniversary with my girlfriend. So I'm taking the time to do a stream here as well with you guys.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, let's go. Shall we jump into some charts or what?
Yeah, let's do some charts. Let's see what trades people have entered on. Let's do. So I can quickly run through what I'm personally looking for. Usually I don't like to see any sort of I don't like to trade against a moving train. This is what I like to say. And what that means is that I don't like to position myself short when the market is moving up. I don't like to position myself long when the market is moving down. So I always wait for some sort of reversal before executing on longs. Now, this doesn't really apply given the fact that we didn't really have any short setups on GU. But for example, let's say that we start moving to the downside and we close very bearish. I will be interested in the shorts, and I do think that we have a lot of strong targets that we can hit. So right now we've reached I don't know, you guys will give us some background of how we're all trading, but I do still see more potential downside on GU. If not, then it's going to move bullish, and then we would execute on the longs. But in this case, I would execute on the longs on EU because it looks much better for the longs. So I don't know, Rosa, if you want to run us through your trade or.
Yeah, that's okay. Let me
Yeah,
share
let's do
my
that.
screen. I think I'm sharing my screen. Are you able
Yes.
to see it? All right. So this morning, you can see the trade in here. Can you, right?
Yeah.
I use this indicator. So if I do that, you can see the trade right in my MT5 account. This is the MT5, like the match, but I use this indicator so I can highlight the trade, either if it's a TP or a stop loss. In this case, that's the German, that's DAX.
Yes.
Germany's index, that's a DAX. And I took this trend upwards, bullish trend, and it went okay. So why did I take this trade just right in here? Because that's something I don't usually do. So that's the scenario I usually work with. This is the structure I had in here, as I usually have, let's say this one. I was expecting this movement. At that point, I only see price up until here. So this is a V shape, very dangerous one. So let me do that. So you can see it's been downwards, and then for some reason, I don't know, probably ICT people know better than I do, but I don't know why. But for some reason, it stopped there. You know, I don't pay attention to anything other than M1 time frame. So after doing that, I saw this movement and I thought, oh, this movement is going up straight to this max here, to this high, but it didn't. It went down over 50% of the movement, and then it kept moving with a nice pace, like things like that I like, nice pace, up until here. So I decided to go long just because, based on my strategy, I had an area here. That's another area. So it couldn't go lower than this area in here. I didn't do that, but I had areas in all these weeks. Oh, sure. Come on. Now, these are all areas of interest in my strategy. So since the price tried twice, one here and one here, but it couldn't go lower, I decided to go to this long, for this long, just to go. If I measure this movement, this is all in my strategy. So it's 130 points. I was expecting half, so 60-ish. So 60-ish, this is 40-ish. 60-ish is around here in this area. So I had plenty of room to go my way, and this is why I took this trade in here. I'm gonna change the color. I don't like this yellow thing a bit. Don't like it, so I'm gonna change the color to something else, orange maybe.
So you're purely 1 minute?
Yes, only 1
Okay.
minute. I don't
Okay.
pay attention to anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you learn to trade from?
Well, a variety. As everyone, I started buying courses like Be Profitable in 3 months and Be Rich, and they didn't happen to work. I don't know why. And then I started following Americans mostly, people who've been trading live for many years. And I also took a course, it's a South American guy. I learned a lot from him, from structure. I think he's one of the best I've seen in learning, I don't know, like reading the structure.
Yeah.
And when I worked with him, learned from him, he made me make 500 trades in 1 minute. And so I took a lot. I took a lot of experience working with him on that. I don't know the name of this like exercise, like exterminator or something that was called. 500 trades in 1 minute time frame in 1-2 days. It's a lot of trades. So I learned how to read the structure in M1. So that's why I don't need any other time frame. I'm not saying it's not worth it, of course it is, and probably with better results, but it's fine with me, and I'm feeling confident already with that. And this is how I work in Nasdaq, DAX, gold. So this is the trade I took. Let me just delete all that, so there's nothing in the middle. This is DAX, and now I'm looking into golds. I'm expecting a reversal around this kind of here. I don't know what's going on with the indicator today. Sorry, guys. Around this area, and then I'll try to start looking for buying here, for buys up on this point in here. Let's see if it happens now.
Yeah, I find it interesting how basically I've talked with thousands of traders as of today. Well, not today, but as of until today, I've talked with thousands of traders. And it's so funny because everyone trades differently, yet I've seen so many profitable traders doing whatever they think it's profitable for themselves. And it's funny because when I see these people like in the cults, including mainly ICT traders, when they're like, yeah, no, there's no way this is profitable. How can you do this without this and this? And it's like, well, maybe someone just has a different edge. Like, there's no real secret in trading. In my mind, there's no secret in trading. It's just finding something that you like, something that is repeatable, and then just doing it for a long period of time. It doesn't matter if it's 1 minute. It doesn't matter if it's daily, right? If I have to find, if I really want to execute on 15 trades today on the daily, I can do it, right? And with an edge, probably. Now, am I going to be profitable over these 15 trades? Probably not. But it's very, very interesting seeing, for example, the way you trade, Rosa, which is so different from the way that I trade, yet still profiting. Like, we come on here and you're like, yeah, I entered in with trade. I profited. And I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing in trading is strategy is not the most important thing, but repeating the same thing over and over is the same as footballers or tennis players. They do the same thing over and over, thousands and thousands of times, and it's the only way you are going to be profitable in any subject, not only trading, but also in tennis, football, whatever subject whatever profession you're going to take. So doing the same, it's like working on doing the same thing every single day. It's a routine. And I think this is like 80% of your success success ratio, and then having, of course, a good strategy. But if you do that in the same period of time, I usually trade 9 to 11, and then so the first 2 hours of the European opening, and then the first 2 hours of the US opening, and that's it. So seeing the same patterns over and over in the same period of time makes you profitable, even if you don't want to. If you have then fairly good strategy, it doesn't have to be the best strategy ever. Even a fairly strategy, you make it profitable because you've seen the same thing a million times. So like people used to say, I've heard some people saying like it's an A plus setup or things like that, like it's a super setup. And this is because you've seen the same thing happening over and over. And I didn't know what was the result of this trade this morning, but I've seen the same thing over and over in the German index. So I took a chance. That's it. And that's what I do every single morning, every single afternoon, like working in a factory. That's like working in a factory. It's no difference to me.
Adil asked if psychology is more important than strategy for you, Rosa. Is that true?
Psychology?
Yeah. Do you think psychology is more? For you, what do you think makes you more profitable? Your technicals, having
No,
executed 500 trades in a day, in 2 days, sorry,
no.
or psychology?
It's like any other business. Let's say I want to have a bar, a restaurant. What's more important? Having a good stock of Coca-Colas, let's say, or being nice to the customers, understanding not every single day you're going to sell the same amount of colas or dinners or suppers or food, opening at the same time every day. So do you open a restaurant at different times every day depending on your mood? No, you open every day at the same time, you close at the same time, so you are equally good manners with your customers. So psychology, it's the trick. It's the crystal ball, for not only for trading, for everything in life. We do, I don't know, if you go to work every day, any work, and with a bad mood, or you do things different, you're not going to progress on that work. You maybe have a salary, but that's it. Trading, to me, is a business, either personal accounts or prop firms. It's a business, and you have to treat it like that. So I open my business at the same time. I do the same approach. I am working same hours every day on the same time frame. I repeatedly do every single day 100 times the same. So if that trade I took was a stop loss, doesn't matter. I didn't buy as many Coca-Cola as I was expecting today. It's fine. As I said the other day with Arnas on a conversation, we wait for 30 days to be paid on a regular job. Why
Yeah,
am
that's a
I
good analogy.
anxious? Yeah, why am I anxious to get paid today on trading? I have 30 days to take my salary. And can I have 5,000 euros a month salary out of trading? And then my question to my students is, have you been able to do so on a regular job after being on that job or in a professional world for 20 years? No, I haven't. Why do you expect then to have a 5,000 euro salary out of trading in a month, in a year, if you haven't done so on any other business?
Yeah.
That's because you don't have the right approach and psychology to um, to do this job properly and to be rewarded.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a very, very good answer. I don't know, Arnas, if you want to add anything.
Yeah, I mean, I also get this question a lot as well. And just from my own experience, personal experience, like I feel like overall life has to kind of prepare you for the higher numbers because,
Hmm.
like, you have to be financially literate to be able to make the bigger money, because otherwise, I mean, we know how slippery the world is, especially with young people, parties, perhaps alcohol, drugs, etc., etc. It could really lead to it could do more damage. Making more money could do more at a younger age. For example, if we're talking somebody who's starting, younger
Hmm.
age, not for me. I mean, I'm 30, 32, so I consider myself like I'm talking for like somebody that I have, like, for example, one of my students, he's like 17, so I mean, looking at the timeline, if I compare it to myself, he should be, I mean, he might not, he might be profitable earlier, but just as an example, 4 years in, he should be profitable, making sizable money, right? Being 21. So, for example, I think it's also important to account for at what age and where in life, and also what sort of values you have before making the bigger money, because it could hurt you if you are too young and you cannot control it, and you have perhaps not the best environment. But I think life needs to prepare for, like, it needs you to be prepared to handle, same as the bigger account. For example, if you cannot manage 10K account, you will not be able to manage a 100K account. It's just standard, I'd say. But yeah, like in my personal experience, I always get whenever I break some sort of a record, for example, I always do an anti-record. I've noticed that it's I get a some sort of a new higher high, and then like life teaches me a lesson of some sort, because perhaps overconfidence creeps in, and then I do an anti-record, uh, meaning I lose funding, I lose some accounts, like go into drawdown, etc., like in that sort of way. So I think it's all about being prepared psychologically and mentally to handle the money you want to make. So for me, I mean, system, yes, um very important. It also gives you the edge, it also gives you the confidence to execute your edge, because you have a certain data set that shows you that your system is profitable. That should boost your confidence in waiting and trading through drawdowns. But then also, there's another matter of simply dealing with your mind when it comes to um, more excessive spending, making more money, adding to your expenses, etc. It all has to, like, you have to grow into it. That's why people who win in the lottery, they usually go broke. So
Yeah,
Agree.
it's funny because it reminds me what you two said is like, at the end of the day, it's just showing up every day. Now, the problem is many people, they take a couple of losses and they don't show up in the next day and then the next day. But that's really the issue, right? It's like if you know that you have an edge, everything else that is missing is now executing for a long period of time, so you are able to capitalize on a mathematical advantage that you have, right? Let's say you have a 50% strike rate with a 1 to 2 risk to reward. You know that that's profitable mathematically. So now it's just about having enough trade frequency, and that doesn't mean that you have to trade 5 times in a day, because you won't if you have that sort of risk reward and strike rate. Then you just have to execute long enough. Like I said this yesterday on a story. Someone was like, "Yeah, I have a 1 to 3 risk reward with I think he said something like a 30 or 40% strike rate. Should I change anything?" And I'm like, why? It's like you're statistically profitable. Why are you trying to change anything? Right? Like everyone is trying to look for this new thing when they take a couple of losses. Like they just have to stick at it. That's the thing, right? Because everyone is like, "Oh, I took 4 losses in a row. What should I do?" And I'm like, well, just keep taking trades according to your plan. Like there's no secret to that. It's just keep trading. Like you can have
yeah,
a 50% strike rate. I can even pull it up.
I'm
You can
thinking
have,
to this, sorry, to these people saying 1 to 3 is not enough. I always go 1 to 1. My risk reward is always 1 on 1, and and my Nasdaq strategy sometimes gives me as an average like 8, 10 trades in a row, losing trades. No problem. What's the
yeah,
problem? How
it's all
many?
about risk management, that
y-
after all, after
It
that.
yeah. So the problem is if you risk 15% of your account on every trade, but I risk 1%. What's the damage? 8%, 10% once a year. I have this streak. It's not a problem.
yeah.
Some
Yeah,
I
it's
want I
also like,
wanted
I
to,
mean,
yeah, go.
just to add to your to your thoughts as well. I mean, the whole losing streaks, people usually, and that's all like from my own experience, because I used to do it as well. They all start to question the system when it starts to take losses, where
agree.
usually those losses, it's not the fault of the system, it's usually the human who's probably not probably being influenced by a sequence of losses, and then additional 2 or 3 or 4 losses comes in because it was emotional losses and not technical losses. So again, like, yes, backtesting helps to build the confidence back, to boost it up, to like start fresh, in that sort of sense, like just a pause and that's it, and then backtest. But then the worst thing you could do is to question your system and start entering differently. Just like Rafael just said, I mean, it's like you just need to commit and continue trading. Like just take the trades. It doesn't matter if it's a loss. Just continue trading.
Yep. I
Now,
always say, as an analogy, I always say to my students, like, every time you have an argument with your partner, do you quit the relationship, or you just try to find a workaround and keep going and improving yourself, or finding what you've done wrong or the other person has done wrong? So every time you have a loss, it's a fantastic opportunity to find out, are you doing the right thing? Did you take the right trade, or is the market? Because sometimes, whether we like it or not, the market is not behaving like we expected, like we'd like it to behave. So we have to accept we did our analysis fine, we took the same trade we always take, and it didn't work out. That's fantastic. That's no reason, unless you're losing, let's say, 20% of your account or 30%, then you have to stop and think. But even before that, maybe I would stop. If I'm losing like 15% of my account, I would immediately stop and say, what's going on? That's why it's so important to stick on a strategy. And like, if you get married, or you are in a relationship, you stick to it for as long as you can. The more time, the better, just because you need time to analyze. It's been you, it's the market. Have you done your analysis properly? Do you have your trading journal? It's the trade you had to take today, or were you in a bad mood, you had an argument before trading, blah 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 blah. So it's so important to accept losses. I come from a country where losing, it's not an option. So it's like you are a loser. And I've learned from the States, and when I've been living in the UK for many years, I learned from the UK mainly, and also the States. Losing is part of life, and is the only way that losing is a guarantee to success. So it's impossible to succeed without losing. Ask anyone, um, any businessman, super rich businessman. They've lost many things, many businesses, many entrepreneurships, or whatever. So giving you permission of losing, it's giving you permission to progress. Otherwise, you will be always a novelty, a starting, I don't know what's the right word to say, but a person who starts. You will be always in the first grade. You'll never progress because you are not allowing yourself to fail. It's impossible.
True. That's an
So
interesting table Kimmel has on.
yeah, I absolutely love this because it shows no matter how good your strategy can be, no matter how good your strike rate can be, you're still guaranteed over a 1,000 trade sequence, which a lot of people are going to trade 1,000 trades. They will still, like, with a 50% strike rate, a win rate. It's not even like, doesn't even count break evens. With the 50% win rate, you're still 98%. There's still a 98% chance you're going to take an 8 trade losing streak. And like, there's people that come to me after taking 3 trades and they're like, "Hey, what should I do?" And it's like, "What do you mean? What you should do?" It's like, just keep sticking to the plan. And yes, your next trade still might be a loser. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So,
and also 50%. I mean, that's a high win rate for, at least for me. I'm operating on like a close to 30%. So I mean, it is a high win rate to have. I wish I had this sort of win rate.
it depends on the
But
winning ratio, right? Because you have a 30%, but if I'm not mistaken, you are looking for a 1-2, 1-3 risk reward
yeah, I
ratio.
actually have a beautiful loss today to show you guys.
let's see it.
If you want to see.
Sure, of course, of course. Let me stop
It's
sharing. It's all yours.
Yeah, it's like a textbook. It's simply like,
Wow.
yeah, I don't close my trades manually. I never do. And on gold, like I try not to go break even. Like I go break even, but I not all the time. I mean, I was kind of like convinced that I was right. I should have probably moved break even after here, after this rejection here. Um, and yeah, so my take profit was like, I mean, I was conservative because my first trade of the day is always 1 to 3. And then if, for example, I take another trade, then I play with my targets, like more technically a little bit. But yeah, so I had something like this. And, you know, in back testing, um, when you're back testing, like it's so important when you're testing your system, it's so important to be true to yourself and not like, oh, I would have closed here because like I could say this, but I wouldn't have. Like the reality of it is that I would have just waited for the take profit, and it didn't hit, and it just took me out at the stop loss. But the reason why I'm showing it is you just that like some losses will come where you like I was very confident I will be taking profit here with this candle, like that it's gonna be like a quick take profit. The confidence increased once I had this rejection and price moved down here, and yet market took me out. So some of those losses will be not like I don't want to say stupid. There's no stupid loss, but like in this sort of sense, they might look like this. And I have made a decision not to trade today anymore, not take any more trades, because this like caused some emotions that I didn't like. And I was like, okay, now, I'm not gonna like it's just I just feel like I would be perhaps chasing sells a little bit, and it just didn't work out. It was very close to working out. It could have been break even. It was a loss instead. So I mismanaged the trade, and it's important to know when to recognize um, yourself thinking about, like, yeah, I guess reacting emotionally a little bit. So I just
That's
wanted to
a
show,
that's a fantastic
uh,
decision you made here to
yeah,
stop trading today. Mm.
yeah. And I also had like a pretty sweet buy here on Friday as well. So I just don't
Wow.
want to keep on going on the losers. And it was also pretty sweet setup. We had Rosa on, was it
Mm.
Thursday? Yeah. So we managed to hit final targets on stream as well. Whoever
Yeah,
entered there. So
both of
it
us,
was
by the way. That was a
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, exactly. But today, Arna starting with a loss, and it's gonna be the only single trade, as I'm not really um, looking to expose myself after a mismanaged trade that was supposed to kind of be break even. I was not supposed to lose money here. I was
Mm.
supposed to not lose money. So yeah, I just wanted to share this one.
Do you have any specific rule for trade management? Like,
Yeah,
if this happens, then I do this.
yeah. I mean, in terms of trade management overall, um, my rule was to set the trade break even at 2R over here. I was supposed to be break even, which I didn't, because I was not monitoring the trade as well. And when I opened the phone, like the trade was around here, so I decided to let it go. I was in a spa, so I couldn't. I didn't see it, and yeah. So the rule is like I don't move my stop losses. I don't move my take profits. I take the 3R. No matter how close it is, I don't close manually. And then afterwards, it just took me out. And the reason why I stopped trading for the day is simply because I'm a little bit mad at myself because I did not manage it the way I was supposed to, So that's why it's when I start feeling these emotions, I'm like, okay, my decision furthermore, like afterwards, I'm not gonna be at the 100%, So I try to wait for the next day and start fresh tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the best way. When people don't understand that they're gonna make mistakes, that's where they lose everything basically. When
Yeah.
there's
For
when
me,
people are like,
just one point. Sorry. For me, it's like I kind of I am not like I'm 100% sure, but I'm like a little bit sure that my next trade today would be a loss. So I will just avoid it by not taking anything. You know.
yeah,
And I'm not sure. Maybe it's gonna be a winner. Maybe it's a break even, but I don't know. But knowing my win rate, which is like 30%, it's 70% of the time it's gonna be a loser. Anyway, I'm already against my odds just out of pure system. But now I have this emotional
yeah,
add-on after
Yeah.
taking
Plus, your
this.
mind is
So
not at the right moment. So just
exactly,
stop trading. There's money in the market
exactly,
tomorrow again. So it's 24
exactly,
hours.
exactly.
So
So
it's
that was my few cents.
yeah. I like comparing. I think Rosa and Arnas. Thank you for sharing. Like Rosa also said something that I really like to share, which is trading profitability is like needing to go to a place, but you have no time to be there. So, for example, right now, if I was out of my house and I knew I had this stream at one specific time, and there was only one bus to take me here, then if I missed the bus, then I would be destroyed. I would be like, I can't attend the stream. Yet, let's say that I was told, hey, you can start the stream at any time. It can be tomorrow. It can be in 2 weeks. It can be in 3 weeks. If I miss a bus, it doesn't really matter, right? And I think that trading profitability is exactly that, where it's there's no there's no specific day in which you have to reach your final destination. And so the only thing that you have to do is just trade normally, because eventually the profits will come as long as you have a profitable edge. Like that's it. Like there's no need to rush it, because you don't need to become profitable at a specific time, right? And you can't force trading profitability. When you force it, you're probably just gonna destroy it. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
agreed.
exactly.
I do like to say
Agreed.
that.
Hmm.
That's I mean, there's more chance. Like in any, I'm not sure about your guys' statistics as well, but just simply from my own perspective, having, I'd say, like this around 30% win rate for me looks like, in terms of the benchmark, it's quite low win rate for me, right? um it's just that right away when I open the trade, I'm already again, odds are against me already. So
Hmm.
like it's very it's very important to filter sessions out, filter your trades out as well. So I mean, you cannot force it. And just as Kimmel said, yeah, I mean, it's gonna come at the right time. Like you just have to stick to it, and not give up. Just continue grinding, and going after it. And a winner is just a loser who didn't quit. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's that final quote just reminds me once again of like, hey, what can I do? Is just keep going. It's like, oh, you got down.
yeah,
And what can
yeah,
you do? You can get back up. Well, congrats. Like then get back up. That's it. It's as simple as that.
yeah.
So
Just
I
play
don't know
some
if
Lindsay
Rosa, you want to
Lohan,
add
and that's
anything.
it. What doesn't kill you make you stronger, and
Yeah,
you'll be hyped up and ready to continue failing again, and then at some point, the overnight success, as they call it, the overnight success, which consists of years of failing, it will
I
come.
might add to these comments you're having, I 100% agree on them. But I might add, apart from, of course, keep going and keep doing and repeating the same thing every day, trying to do it, keeping your ego in your pocket. So, um, many years ago, with this mentor I had, teaching me structures, I was trying to be right, and every time I failed, I used to say, I don't know why, is the market. It was everything else but me, right? Everyone else but me. And he stopped right there in front of nearly 25, 30 people, I don't remember, looked at me very serious and said, Rosa, are you here to be right or to earn money? Because if you're here to be right, you are right and you can go out. You can leave. You're super right. You're the best in the world. Just leave my mentorship. And I was like, oh wow, that hurt me very hard. And I thanked him later. And I say, yeah, it's not about only keep going on doing the same. If the same is not working to you, you have to stop and think why it's not working. What am I doing wrong? Not the market. The market's always there. And so no one specifically is the market. We don't know who the market is, right? And there's some big fish out there and they move the market. But it's like it could be, I don't know, magic. No one knows who the market is, but I know what I can do. So it's keeping your ego in your pocket, just pretty low, pretty down, and thinking and asking, what can I do? Why I'm not doing? What can I do to improve? Because the mistakes are on me, are on oneself. It's not the market or blaming the teacher or the course. I did buy a course, it was rubbish. You sure you didn't take anything good from any course? That's probably something's not working. Some people even tell me I've been on 5 courses and I'm still not profitable. And then I also reply, I always reply, then you have the answer. It's like being with 30 partners. Like I've been in a relationship with 30 people and I'm not going anywhere with anyone. 30 people didn't work. 30, 40, 60 now? And whose fault is it? Have you thought about it? The others. Oh, great, good, nice. Keep going, because you're gonna be right. Yeah. So it's doing the same thing, but the ego and being not blaming. It's not. You don't have to punish yourself, but making sure the right is you're not right. You're doing something wrong, and you have to amend it before going on. Sorry, that's it.
Yeah, but it's true. But it's
That's a
mega
good
true.
point.
Yeah, it's like if someone is wrong 30 times in a row, someone else is wrong 30 times in a row, and you're the commonality. Maybe those people were not right, weren't wrong. So yeah. Maybe we can get a couple of questions from the chat if anyone has any questions. I know Trade Ciento asked, hi Kimmel, I've seen the community's question, but I'm in ghost mode. Do you think we had good conditions in NQ to trade? I'm actually just trading Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been moving good lately. NQ hasn't been moving bad. I don't dislike it. Openings have been a little bit more erratic, but all good. Do you Rosa or Arnas, any of you trade Nasdaq too or no?
I
Rosa
do.
does.
I do every day on New York session.
So you
Do you want to analyze maybe a little bit?
Yeah, it's okay.
Like
But let
switch
me
to your chart?
share. Yep. For some reason, my mouse is very slow today, so I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to things. Okay, so this is Nasdaq. As you can see, I work with indicators, but no, I don't base my entry on indicators, but just they give me confluences on my stop loss, my take profit, and areas of interest. I only analyze 1 minute, so I won't go any farther than that. In terms of how many candlesticks I analyze, because what I do is I trade from the starting of the session. But what I'm seeing now, let's say, it's sorry for the mouse. I don't know what's going on here, but this is an area of interest right now. So let's say the market starts here and I have an entry right there. I wouldn't take it because that's it's a ceiling. It's a ceiling. Like I could expand if I'm allowed to. Okay, yep, it's working. So that's a ceiling. What I'm expecting, these are higher lows here and here. So depending on the market, I would start thinking about buying in this area here. Oh, so sorry. It's not what's going on with my mouse today.
Maybe the battery's out. Are you
No,
using a
no,
Bluetooth mouse or?
no. It's cabled. Right. All right. This area here, I will start thinking about buying. It's like I said before in gold, it's very similar. I said this area, I was expecting gold to hit this area and then start looking for buys. My entry was here. I didn't take it. I wasn't paying attention to the chart, but it was here. That was the entry. And 15, 20 points, I'm out. So it would have hit TP, but I missed it. Anyway, going back to Nasdaq, I'm just waiting for the same thing to happen. Here is one area, and the other area I see is in here, that one here. And I'm just drawing this area because I see, let me, if it works, these are handling points.
Rosa, do you wait for rejection candles, like few of them to form, or?
In Nasdaq, what I trade is the breakouts of the areas. So I have to wait for a breakout, and then based on a very objective set of rules, like ABC, I have the go or the no go for the trade. And then at this point is when I enter as a trader, and then I make the decision to enter. I look at the context, and then I press the button or I don't. But this Nasdaq strategy I work with is like, let's say 90%, 90, 95, 85% objective. It's a very specific set of rules. And then as a trader, we are responsible of the trade. So then I see the context and then I execute the trade if I feel comfortable with it. But many times, many times, my system says it's a no-go. So even if I want to take it, I don't, because it's a no-go. It's not based on the objective rules I have. So it has to match every single objective rules I have to enter the trade. Nasdaq is very precise system. It's not gold is more subjective. There's a set of rules, of course. It's very systematic, but not as much as the Nasdaq system. I like very tight and systematic approach, so I don't start thinking by myself. So I am responsible for the trade, but not for the. I don't like seeing, I don't know, in 1 hour I see we're going up, in 15 minutes we see this other thing, in 1 minute I see this point, because the moment I start analyzing the market as I will, I start getting confused and I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why I developed a very tight set of rules. Oh my God, I missed this trade.
Yeah, it's gone
I'm
now.
gone. Yeah, no,
Um,
it's absolutely gone. I just realized it was going by here. I was here. I
we have
realized
some
here.
interesting questions in the chat. So
Yeah.
Just let's go
I
for it.
can see Gabriel Majeikis, and he's asking, how do you manage uncertainty? And from what I think, he's the student that I mentioned, the guy who's 17 or 18 years old. So welcome, Gabrielus. And your question to how do you manage uncertainty? My personal answer, you don't. There's no way to, like, uncertainty, that's what moves the markets, the uncertainty, because we don't know. It's the chart is an expression of every trader's bets, pretty much, and it just shows the price action is where order flow and where buyers and sellers are outweigh each other. So the only way to manage uncertainty is by managing your risk and employing your risk management strategies, your testing strategies, and so forth. But you cannot completely remove it. I know you're not asking to whether we can remove uncertainty, because it would be impossible, of course. But managing uncertainty, the tools that you have is usually the risk management, um, system-based trading, meaning that you take trades and entries that fit your rules, and then you just continue taking the trades until you have enough data to
Mm.
prove to yourself that it's a profitable system. So that's how you manage uncertainty. And then, for example, perhaps this question, Kimmel, what do you think? Hassan is asking, would you suggest buying another challenge immediately after passing the first one? What do you think, Kimmel?
No, 100%. Get the payout first. Get the payout, and only then do you start another challenge. You never really
Yeah.
do one after the other. I've had one experience doing that, passed the challenge, then copy traded both, and then just lost both. It was my first funded account too. So yeah, definitely not. So yeah, that's a
Yeah,
very
that's
quick
that's
answer
that
by me.
yeah, that's like perhaps your inner greed talking now. Um because you are on a emotional confidence like boost because of passing the challenge. You have to first ask yourself, did you pass the challenge by following your rules? If yes, then congrats. I mean, it's very good. But if you go again um, with this overconfidence, you might swing with this pendulum. You go into euphoria, overconfidence, and you want to stay in the middle. You want to be kind of like as little emotions as possible, because if you swing from one extreme to another extreme, you'll swing from euphoria and overconfidence to depression and underconfidence. And once you start with your losing streak as well. So I would say just, you know, I wouldn't say like celebrate, but I mean give yourself a pat for passing stage one, and remember that stage two is way, 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 way more valuable. So I would say decrease your risk, be more conservative as well, and you'll get to your funded account, get the payout, and then you can, I guess, leverage up a little bit more.
Yes,
What
pay
is
pay
your
yourself first.
approach, Rosa?
Yeah, same as yours. So pay yourself first. So you've passed one account, but you didn't get the payout. So you have to keep working on paying yourself. And with this payment, you can fund the second account. It's a
Yeah,
business. So you get money, you reinvest that money on more accounts. But first of all, just focus on getting paid. That's super important. Not being greedy, just getting paid.
Yeah. In terms of how to manage uncertainty, I do think that we have to think that the only certain thing about life is death. So if you can't manage uncertainty, like you won't be able to manage anything in your life.
Hmm.
Like everything is uncertain. Every time you get into the car, you don't know what's going to happen. Like recently, someone that I didn't know, but it was the wife of someone that I know. Like was riding the bike, and unfortunately, it was the last bike ride she ever had. Like that's uncertainty, but we're always willing to take the risk. So because else, there's literally nothing. If you don't take the risk, then you can't even go grocery shopping because you don't know what's gonna happen. So trading is the same thing. It's like there's no trading without risk. So just reduce expectations as much as possible. That's what I would say. Just always,
yeah, good point.
it's this is
Good.
weird to say that I think expecting the worst case scenario always is the best thing for your managing uncertainty. But never, don't think that it's like, oh, I'm attracting the worst case scenario. No, you're just understanding that there is the possibility. Like I'm very, very positive in terms of I know I'm profitable. There's no questions. I don't ask myself if I'm profitable or not. I know I am profitable. If I blow an account recently, I've even made a video about it. If I blow an account, I don't really care. Like any single funded account I have, I'm expecting to blow it eventually. But that's because I know that I won't. That's first of all. And second, I trust myself enough to not. Now, if I do, it's fine. It's what I was expecting from the get go. So yeah, I don't know if that helps at all. Just reframe it. Everything is uncertain, unfortunately.
True.
Yeah, I see some more questions as well. So, I see. Hi guys, what are your favorite days to trade and why? And do you trade whenever the patterns align regardless of time, or do they have to be in a particular time like New York, most liquidity? Thanks. Rosa, you want to take this one?
Yes, I do trade whenever the setup comes up within my time frame. So if I've decided to work the two first European opening hours and the first two US session opening hours, that's what I do. What if my pattern comes up 1 minute after the 2 hours from the US opening? I don't trade it. But that's a very good pattern. I don't trade it because I said I'm going to work 9 to 5. So what happens when you sign off a contract on a company? Do you work at 3 o'clock in the morning if you're working 9 to 5 already? You don't. So why? Because you don't. You shouldn't. So same with trading. Just define your trading working hours and just stick to it. And whenever comes a pattern within these hours, you trade it. At least that's my advice. Otherwise, you'll be seated in front of the computer the whole day, and that's a very being a trader is like being a professional sport player, footballer, tennis player, whatever. It's you have to give the best of yourself in a short period of time. You can't perform at 100% of your ability for 8 hours straight. That's impossible. That's for regular jobs where you send an email, then you get a call, then you go grab coffee. But when you are trading, to me, it's like a high performance, very short time. 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe 2 hours in separate time frames, but not 8, 10, 15 hours in a day. That's impossible to maintain your mental capacity, but that's very important, and your performance. But more important than performance is your mental capacity. If you run out of mental capacity and you are like blown up, the next day you won't be able to perform. What happens if a footballer goes on a party today? You see the results the day after. That's it. So it's the same thing. It's there's specific training courses for very very high profitable traders, and they treat them the very same way that they treat professional sport players. The very same way. It's the same. So that's why that's my advice. Just keep it within the time frame you've decided to work.
Yeah, that's the same with
Yeah.
me. I don't know if you want to go, Arnas.
No, I mean it's I don't think, like, for example, for me the trading was we try to quit 9 to 5, right? Like the goal is to quit this whole idea of 9 to 5, but you don't want to quit 9 to 5 and then spend 24/7 in the charts, So it's not what we really want to do. So I mean, just analyze the data. You just can put it all into ChatGPT. It will say when is your most profitable trading days and times. You can also see that in the new funding pips dashboard as well. So I would suggest you guys use the tools that you have, and you can really get a lot of like what do you call it? Not summaries, but conclusions
Okay.
yeah, that was the word I was looking for. Conclusions from your data.
Yeah. Again, as we said in the beginning of the stream, it's all about data and just sticking to it, right? I think that is pretty clear. I don't know if any of you look at currencies like GBP USD. If you look at Euro
Yes.
dollar DXY, if you look at any of those pairs.
Not
No?
me.
We do.
Arnas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, Arnas.
Okay. Because I just want to quickly share, because someone asked me to share my bias on the DXY. For me, it's pretty clear that if I like to say that I don't like to trade conflicting biases. So, for example, if someone would ask me, and I have this concept of the gun to your head, if someone was to tell me, okay, you have to take a trade right now, and it has to be a winner, what would you do? On the weekly, I would definitely short. On the daily, I would definitely short. On the 12-hour, I would probably short. On the 4-hour, same thing. So that tells you a lot about the bias that you normally have. But let's say that on one you're like, oh, this I would long, this I would short, then you just don't trade. So for me at this point, I'm like, okay, when I'm looking at EU, I'm definitely looking for longs, but in this case on GU, I would probably be looking for shorts. So since the DXY is bearish, what I would do is, okay, if what I'm most confident on is that DXY is going to move bearish, then I'm mostly going to be focused on euro dollar longs. Now, am I going to execute as of now? Well, no, because there's absolutely no confirmation. So I'm being very, very careful. Now, if we're talking about GBP USD shorts, I would also not do it. I would also wait for confirmation. So I would wait for something like this before I would start executing on shorts. Or on euro dollar, I would wait for something like this to actually start executing on longs, right? Breakout comes back into the range, confirms. Okay, this is where I start looking for the positions. And let me do this. This is where I would start looking for the positions to actually position myself long. I don't know if you have any thoughts, Arnas, on euro dollar GBP USD.
Let me see. I was looking at the dollar index as well. Let me switch to screen. So it's the whole NFP thing on Friday was kind of the thing that threw me off a little bit. It was really unexpected move as well from every pair, pretty much. I think euro was down 1.5%. Gold was up 2.2, etc. Like I guess. But the thing that I have here now is, let me just delete this because this is wrong. I need to change this. So the way I see it is that we had a bullish break of structure on the dollar in terms of 4-hour range, and now we're just pulling back. We are now in the pull. Like that's what happens after every single break of structure, right? So price, whenever it moves, it does not move in
In a straight line.
whenever price whenever price moves, it does not move in a straight line. So we do, after each break of structure, we do have a pullback into some sort of value area. For me, it's a demand zone. For some people, it's in fair value gap, and whatever. For some people, it's a trend line. It doesn't really matter where the overall market structure moves like this. It moves into higher highs and higher lows. So what I'm looking for now is for price to give me signs where this potential higher low could form. So I will be monitoring. I will be monitoring any levels in and around 50% line somewhere here, simply because we would be in the discounted prices compared to this whole range. I am aware that on a weekly time frame we are hella bearish as well on a daily, but what we didn't get is a wick into this weekly supply here. We barely missed it. So, and we closed bullish. Yes, we did leave a huge wick, but the candle closure is bullish. So now I'm just looking where this potential weekly bottom wick would form, and I have a candle here, a weekly candle. So what I'm looking for is for price to form some sort of slowdown first, then give me some bullish signs, for example, changing its character or changing its structure somewhere on a smaller time frame, and then go bullish. I do think price should come into this pricing as well, because also we have this equal highs here. So yeah, short term, I mean, right now we can see prices pulling back, but I think it's going to be short lived, and we might see some more reactions here. But we also need to take a look at the macro as well, because now, I mean, Trump just sent two of those submarines somewhere closer to Russia as well. I mean, things are happening, some shit is hitting the fan, I guess, with the global tensions as well. So it's really hard to predict something far into the future. But for now, I mean, what I'm looking for is potentially price to make a higher low and then a new higher high on 4 hour.
What about you, Rosa? If you look at that, let's imagine that is the 1 minute. What would you be looking for, Rosa?
Give me the 1 minute, please. Because I'm a momentum trader, so I can't.
It's hard. Okay, it's hard to switch from. I just did 4 hour chart, and now to 1 minute. I'm like,
to 1 minute.
In few candles now. So
zoom in. Can you zoom in a little bit?
Okay, you want me to switch to 1 minute and zoom in?
Yeah.
Okay. Like this?
Yes, move to the left.
Maybe it's better if you switch to your chart.
Wouldn't it? Yeah, but the US dollar, I don't have it on my chart. So let me find out if I can add it. Is the Dixie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can add.
Trading view, but maybe not on the broker.
Yes, no, I don't think it's in fund and pips. And trading view, I don't have it here. So, but honestly, I'm expecting just go a little bit down, farther down to your to this area, this next area you have, not the gray one, that one. Yeah,
and then purple one, yeah, the weekly one.
And then going for longs there, just looking for longs, not going.
Yeah,
you have to expect. It's the same. Like again. I would look for the same pattern. I was looking at gold, and it was a pity not to take this entry. I missed it, but the same pattern. I would do exactly the same. Let me see if I can pull up my trading view, but I don't think I have it here. Trading. Okay, let's see. Let's find Dixie. US dollar index. Is it the capital.com you have there? The broker?
TBC, I have TBC.
Okay.
Just to answer to Gabriel, Arnas, I don't know, I think this is a good question. I have one profitable pair. When I try to trade more pairs, they take my profits away. Do you guys trade every pair with a different strategy or one strategy on all pairs? Like maybe one strategy just fits one pair, but there's no need to add other things. Like everyone tries to add more things and more things and more things.
Yeah.
Because they think that that's going to increase their profits. It's really not. It's just gonna decrease it as you've experienced it. So if you have enough trades in a week, and enough trades in a week is probably like more than 2, then why would you need another pair? I don't think that there's a need. I don't know if you disagree, Arnas, or not.
I agree. And actually, I wanted to quote Jade Cap. He was talking about it on his Instagram, and I loved his quote. He said that with time in the market, we start not learning but unlearning things. Like that's what you like. You start to remove things, like, because at the very beginning you learn so much, and like a lot of it is bullshit, right? But then um like at the very like when you start just breaking out to like to profitability, like it's same thing happened for me. Like I just start, like, you start to simplify things, like with each and every single year you simplify. And I love what Jade Cap said, like like with years in the market you start to unlearn things, and not learn and add more, but like remove things, because because you know, we all jump through different mentors, we try different strategies, etc. Then you have plethora of things that's not pretty much working and you're not using them. So I mean, it's the unlearning that has to happen. So but I mean, the question was also about what was the question with the I have one profitable pair. When I try to trade more pairs, they take my profits away. Okay, so I mean, just trade the profitable pair. You don't need
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. That's it's a very simple question, a very simple answer to
It's
the
like
question.
asking, bear in mind, you're like asking, I have a fantastic job, but I'm thinking about changing it. What kind of question is that? You have a profitable pair? Just trade this pair. What if you're not profitable in any other pair? Who cares? That's fine. I'm not
Yeah,
profitable in 95 or 99% of the pairs or indexes or instruments that are in the market. So just take one and just put the right amount of money in that profitable pair. That's it. So you have the question and the answer.
yeah,
Don't
true.
trade anything. It's not working.
The word profitable kind of answered your question itself.
Yeah, people usually not. I'm not talking about this person specifically, but I've seen many people trying to improve in something they're not good or they don't have to. I mean, if you're already good on something, that's it. Why a footballer have to be worried about not being good at any other sport, like a symbol in trading? He's a footballer or he's a tennis
True.
player. That's it. It's already profitable in that. That's it. It's the question is the answer. So I pulled up the dollar index on my
Okay,
trading
let's see it.
account. Yeah, let me. Where are you? Just a second. I'm just trying to share here.
Gold made a new daily high, by the way. So
Yeah,
Rosa, it was
don't.
a great
Yeah.
area.
EU moving nicely bullish, DXY moving bearish.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to see how it worked, how it played out, the setup I talked about. So this is the dollar index. I chose the capital.com broker, but I don't think it matters. Probably it's the same candles. And as I say, I'm just waiting lower lows, at least this area. And then I'll start looking for buys in this area. Is this area matching the area you have on us, like the weekly kind of?
Yeah, it's let me check. What's the top range? What's the top of the zone?
98.140.
Okay, so for me it was 98.5. That's where it starts.
That's it.
So
Doesn't matter.
even
So yeah.
yeah, 98.5. So that's where it starts, and it's a big zone. So but there's also a lot of liquidity within that zone. So we just have to wait and see, like, just signs that it potentially stops it to drop. You know, it's
Yeah,
also
but
have we checked the news today? Was there like, I think it was, there's
no
no
important
next order.
news today. No important ones. But bear in mind, I'm just talking about the US dollar index without
Yeah.
knowing how it behaves. So because I usually don't even look at it. So I don't know it. I expect the dollar index moves the same way in the US session, right? So it's a
I
major
put Rosa on the
volatility.
spot here. That's, don't hold it to her at all. You hold it to me. What about German 40? Adil is asking for a breakdown on German 40. Or just
Can you break it down? Yeah, well, I already explained why I entered. Let me share my MT5 again. I feel comfortable working on the same platform I trade. So, okay. So this is the German.
Also, you get a direct. You also get a direct feed without any lags and nothing. Just like a direct feed from the broker.
So this is the trade I took. I already explained the bias and the way I took it, but it's based on the strategy. So I manage different strategies in gold, Nasdaq, and the German index, but not because my one strategy doesn't work on the other one, but it's because it doesn't work the same way. So why should I struggle using a strategy that works worse than another one? And I found out that one works fine. So I already explained the bias. Now the bias, it's about, for instance, I don't trade the German index on the US session ever. I don't see the point having Nasdaq. So see the move?
Yeah, true.
It's been like 3 hours already. Yep, like 3 hours with no major movement. And what I want is this movements, like directionality. Anyway, but directionality, same as gold. I was expecting, you see this down, this like like an hour, is that an hour? No, okay, 27, 25, like 30 minutes with directionality. So it could reverse on this area or going back or following the directionality they had. So that's what because I'm a momentum trader, I need a very aggressive movement the very minute I enter the trade. So that's why I have to wait very carefully. And that's a pity because you see this trade here. I'm not saying I would have taken this much, of course not, just 15, 20 points and I'm out. But the moment I entered this candle here, this white candle here, that's a bullish candle, is the moment I expect the movement, and it did it in the first candle. So it's a pity. And DAX, there's no reason to go with DAX. Now, in 1 minute, we are about to start, in 10 minutes, it's about to start the US session. Nasdaq's a good index to work with it from 7:30 in the morning Spanish time, like 2 hours and a half before the European opening until 2 hours after the European opening. But I'm sleeping at 7:30. So I trade the opening and that's it. So nothing to do on German now.
Yeah.
Nothing to see.
Yeah, Nasdaq Open and German Open, they're very, very clean. I think indices move very, very nicely. I know FX, when it really wants to, it moves very, very nicely too. But if you want to trade indices on CFDs, be it on funding ticks, funding pips, whatever it is, you have access to everything. I would basically limit myself to the best, most profitable times, which is when the most volatility is there. So on German, it would be on the European Open, and on NQ, it would be on the US Open. And then on FX, you have both European and New York Open that would provide volatility. So FX is something that happens on a day, like on a full day, while Nasdaq and DAX, you have very, very clear times in which the market is going to move. So yeah, definitely probably trade at the best time, which is when the market is open. I see people asking me how to trade Asia session on NQ, and I'm like, what do you mean? Probably go to sleep during Asia session on NQ. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. So yeah, that is personally how I approach it. Is it the right time to trade? Yes or no? Okay, then I'm going to trade or I'm not going to trade. It's as simple as that. I don't know if you do the same on Arnas. Do you have any specific time in which you trade gold because you think that it has the highest chance?
Yeah. For me, it's like, again, I use the data that I have collected. So I trade usually, I mean, it's the London session, and then
Mm.
I have the New York session as well, on Tuesday and Thursday. On Monday, I try to avoid London session overall. Didn't happen today. And then on Friday, I try not to trade at all because the data shows that I'm like not like it's very unprofitable day for me. But recently, as I was doing it on stream, it turned out pretty well, like so far on streams. So I'm still debating whether to maybe test a little bit more and look at the data. But from all the data that I've gathered so far, it's kind of a repetitive pattern. Like I cannot do Wednesday at all. Like Wednesday is just net unprofitable overall. I mean, I just can't see price action the way like the middle of the week for me. It's bad. In terms of timings, I mean, really depends. With like euro dollar, pound dollar, I like London sessions because I like to either lose or take a win before New York session and just go on with my day and not even trade New York session afterwards. So
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. What about any other pairs? Like on, you have gold, you have DAX. So I'm guessing Rosa. That's mainly your two pairs, gold and DAX. Very volatile. Very very. I see a lot of people trading on the lower time frame on both of those, absolutely crushing it because they're very very momentum based pairs. It's very very interesting that you say that you trade momentum and then trading those two pairs. And yeah, it's always interesting talking with more traders just because you just get to know how everything basically works. Like at the end of the day, we're all trading support and resistance or whatever it is that we're trading. So it's
we're
always
buying low and selling high, So
yeah, exactly, exactly. So
doesn't matter how
any
you
what
call
do
it.
you what do you think about Aussie US dollar? I don't know. Have you any of you traded Aussie US dollar? Let me quickly share my screen. I'll break down Aussie US dollar, what I'm looking for. Because I used to trade Aussie dollar before, but it's a pair that it just takes time to move. It moves, but it takes its time. What I mean by that is that you don't see Aussie dollar absolutely crashing. Like I hadn't even looked at Aussie dollar for so long, but like, why would you trade this? Like, there's no reason, literally, unless you want to be caught in this sort of range. Like, it's funny because I hadn't checked. Like, it just moves like this to the upside, and soon it will just go up, but like this. Obviously you have these sort of pairs, these sort of moves, but these moves on a major currency like euro dollar GU are going to be way more volatile. Obviously if you're in Australia, then these are obviously better pairs to trade because you can see it working out during your specific time zone. Now if we're trading, if you're from like Europe, America, I don't know, I wouldn't really care about Aussie dollar, but it moves nice. I think it respects PD arrays very, very well, which means levels on the chart. It respects them very, very well. The reason I removed it, I was trading it how long ago? Maybe a year ago. I was trading Aussie dollar, but I removed it because even though I was profitable over the time that I traded it, it was probably for 3 months, and I took 2 trades. And I don't know if you think the same way, Arnas and Rosa. If you think about it like, let's say I am profitable in a pair, but if I'm not profitable enough, and that pair is taking away time from my profitable pairs and attention, I would rather just trade the profitable pairs. I don't know if you think the exact same way or if it's just me, but I think that's the case.
Yeah, it would be pretty much like, for example, it would be selling an item for a loss. Like if you have a shop and then you're selling something for a loss and continue doing it. I mean, you have to cut the loser short, let the winners run. So I mean, you have to focus on what brings you money and what consistently brings you money. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and Australian dollar and US dollar. Yeah, I used to trade Aussie Japanese yen. I remember, like it was before prop firms, like with my own capital, like I don't know, 7 years ago or something. Because it did move. That's the pair that did move. But it's also like, you know, I believe that position traders are trading these kind of moves, like very like banks, institutions, etc., who's like operating, with huge capital, low leverage, and so on, and just playing those micro movements. I guess it's and like doing it in a very big time frame. So
Yeah.
for us, for us, we have to look where the volatility is. So euro dollar, pound dollar, indices. We have to be where the money is in order to capitalize on it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Agree.
true. Go ahead, Rosa.
No, I agreed with Arnas. I mean, there's no movement to me. I would trade euro, Australian dollar, so on and so forth, any forex pair. I've been trading them like 2 years ago on my personal account with a mean reversion strategies. They work extremely well, and it went very very good. But there's no movement, so it's just a trade here and there. So then you need the 20-ish pairs just to keep the thing going. So that's why I uh, and switched to and moved on to Nasdaq, DAX, gold. I'm a momentum trader, so I really need momentum. I really need
Sure.
enter the trade and go in to straight to TP or stop loss by right now.
Yeah, let
So
me. If I show the chat again, like if you're a momentum trader, the last thing you want to be doing is trading this.
yeah, it's
This
just
does
like
not look like
it's
momentum.
like
Yeah,
there's no
Like,
even
like
momentum.
even for even for
put
me, like
yourself through.
for example, if I go to euro dollar, pound dollar after gold, it feels like things are taking forever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
after gold, it's
And even the dollar
Bitcoin is
yen,
also the
yeah, it's
same.
like nothing.
Yeah, dollar yen is also like pretty much like a
Because
lazy pair.
especially especially dollar yen, because dollar yen it's like it ranges, and then one day it just decides to go.
Hmm.
It's like, and it's
Yeah,
not stopping, and you either execute or you're out,
Hmm.
and
yeah.
it's like being in a bench for I don't know
Yeah.
3 days, and now you have to sprint, else you're not catching anything. Like that's what I
It's also,
feel with the
I think,
Japanese yen pairs.
yeah. It's also, I think, it also, I think, it's like it has a lot of like macro has a lot of effect on it, just because
Yeah,
Japan is the biggest lender in the world, right?
yeah,
Like the whole Japanese yen carry trade things and so on. So I think when like some sort of like I guess the BOJ, once it interferes like with the interest rates, etc., it just like can switch the direction for, I don't know, a quarter, and then it just
Hmm.
moves up a lot,
yeah,
because they seem to be the most interfering central bank, when it
yeah.
comes to currencies. Like they interfere a lot, simply because they hold a lot of like the biggest buyers of foreign debt. So I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah, if I was trading EU, I'd probably be targeting towards the 4 hour fair value gap. Like if I had to trade it right now, because it would go in line with DXY.
You said
If
if
you
I
had
had to
to,
trade, like an
if there
obligation,
was
like
a
if
gun to my head, yes, if there
if
was
No,
you
a
yeah,
gun
made
to my
me
head,
exactly,
I
exactly.
would.
We're getting there.
good
I
point.
know people from my community, if they're watching, they're laughing now because I
If
always
you
had the
really
joke of
do
like, gun to your
that,
head, gun to your head. What are you doing?
yeah,
Because
nothing.
sometimes it's almost obvious where the market wants to go. Obviously, it's not clear when it's going, because if it was, we'd all be millionaires. But there's times in which the market is clear on where it wants to go. And that's why I use the idea of gun to your head. So if I quickly go to the daily, let me even do this exercise with everyone in the chat. Like, if I show you all this right now, like if I show you this and I ask you, okay, gun to your head, you either have to long or short this specific price action, either towards this high, which is 55 pips away, or let's say 55 pips to the downside, right? Let's say, well, that's not a great comparison, but let's say 55, right? So the market is either coming towards this daily order block or this high. Now, a lot of people would say, oh yeah, the market has moved bullish so much, now it has to reverse. It's like, no, the market doesn't have to do anything. Like when I see this, I'm never shorting this. Like I said this in the beginning of this stream, that I never put myself in front of a moving train. If the train is moving bullish, I am not saying, oh, it's stopping here, or it's stopping here, or it's stopping here. I'm going long until the train stops and goes in the other direction, right? Because else it's literally putting yourself in front of a moving train and saying, no, I know it's stopping here. Like, what's going to make it stop? It's not you. So might as well just wait for it to stop and then get into the train again. That's what moving with the trend is. It's like, wait for the market to reverse and then trade it. But everyone thinks that, oh, the reversal is just going to be 20 pips. Like, look at every single reversal. It's like 300, 400, 500. You just need to take 100 of those and you'll be profitable, right? I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
Yeah. Also, I mean, in terms of reversals, people think that it happens within 1 minute, like just like you get a spike up and then and then it starts to melt down. I mean, when price reverses on a bigger chart, like it takes weeks for price to because if price goes up, before it starts to go down, it has to go sideways. So it's I mean, there has to be liquidity taken, there has to be triple tops, whatever, double tops, etc. I mean, price is not going to reverse by a single wick. Yes, this could be on Bitcoin, for example. Maybe if you get like some sort of like this guy is asking about Bitcoin, yeah, so maybe. But I mean, I like when it comes to like taking these aggressive reversals, I just like to take them when a certain wick is swept. So for example, like if I did not have a trade, like I would have entered on long on short on gold like a few minutes ago, just simply by sweeping the 4-hour wick. And yeah,
Sweeping this previous one,
sweeping
or
the
this
one on the left, this one. Yeah.
Oh
yeah, just like pretty much like a 1 to 3 small stop loss, and yeah. So I would have like my order would be like 3377, something like that, just a little bit above the high there, so above the wick.
Yeah.
But it's obviously it's going against the trend, but it's like that's why I'm like I wouldn't be aiming for 1 to 5 or 1 to 6. Yeah. I would just go 1 to 3. That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, at least if you're just taking a counter trend trade, if it's a scalp, it's fine. I think the only thing that people then misunderstand is that the problem with the shorts, for example, is that if you're then missing the long, that's the problem. Like a lot of people do the opposite of what you do.
Yeah.
So for example, they would short, and then they would target all this low, like all these lows. Oh my God, I'm gonna get a 1 to 50. I'm gonna do this, blah blah blah. And then the market comes towards this level, for example, what I call this an order block, and it starts reversing, and they still are so fixated on the fact that they're going to get the short, that they fully forget that there's a long to be had. So that's why, like, at least if you're trading counter to the trend, do it with tighter stops, more aggressive. At least that's what I always say.
Yeah, to get out of the trade quicker, because I mean you could just simply take a 1 15-minute candle and be out of the trade. if you're
Yeah.
entering on like gold with a few dollar stop loss, But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, it has to be taken above the wick, like it has to sweep the wick that you're kind of like looking at.
Yeah. What's your average
Otherwise,
stop on gold?
$2.5, $3, something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it on a New York session. I go like if I go on a 15-minute, then like it could be even $5. Once the volatility picks up, but like $2.5 to $3, that's enough for me. I just try to catch the continuation. Like if I get new highs or new lows, just try to catch a continuation, and that's it. Like I
Yeah.
like to spend as little time with open trades as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Fair enough. So what are you guys looking at now at market open? I can quickly run through what I'm looking at. Uh, so like right now, after this very, very large push to the downside, I'm not really looking for any sort of longs. I will be interested in shorts if we fully reverse, because like right now, me shorting this is me saying, oh yeah, it's stopping here. No, it's not going to stop. Maybe it does, but I'm not betting on that. But let's say that we start did we sweep that 1 hour high that we started to that I mapped out, and then we absolutely start tanking, and we close the 15-minute very bearish, then I would definitely be looking for the shorts. But right now, like again, even though this is slowly going up, the last thing you want to do is say, yeah, this is where it's gonna stop. Like you don't know, so just wait for the market to show you that it wants to reverse, and then you execute. So that's personally what I'm looking for on Nasdaq. I don't know if any of you is interested in trading it. I
I'm
know
just having a
maybe.
look at Nasdaq,
Yeah.
but let me show you. I had an opportunity
I mean,
here.
it would at least wick it. I mean, it should at least wick it. I would never go in before uh, before it wicks that high.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you can see my screen. This is Nasdaq, and this is my strategy once the market's open. So I had an entry here at this level, 23,009, kind of 0.20, 40-ish. So I decided, that's what I was talking before regarding my system. So the system, based on a few things I measure when I see things, it's very objective. So the system gave me an okay to go for the trade. But I decided not to go for the trade just because of one of the reasons. So I was demanding from my entry point, so my stop loss, it's about 40 points. 40 points on an open session. It's opening session time. It's a lot too much for me. So I decided to wait. If I had entered the trade, let me show you, it would have been a TP. So it was a TP profit trade. It would have been. But that's what I was talking about. So I decided not to go in. So now that I haven't traded because I wanted not to trade this setup, some people ask me, how do you feel then? I feel okay. I made a decision. So because I don't know the future, I made a decision based on past experiences. So I made a good decision. It's not a profit trade, but it's not a problem. So what do I wait now? That trade's already gone. So now I'm waiting for a short position. Where do I expect the short position? On this breakout. This area up. Let me put this. Sorry, my mouse is killing me today. I don't know the reason, but it's very slow. This area in here, I'm just waiting for the price to break it on the high side and then to go back as a reversion on the lower side. And then if the parameters, the objective parameters of my strategy give me the okay, I would trade it. And the context at this very moment of taking the trade are okay, then I will trade. I will trade for sure. But I have to wait. There's nothing for me to do now, just waiting. Another interesting point is that one here. this short here, but I have to wait. And I make the final decision entering a trade or not at the right moment. I have to decide. So for now, I have nothing to say. I just have to wait because the context, there's no point of me analyzing the context here because it's a bullish context. That's it. So I don't have enough information for me to take this trade. So I would say, no, there's no win area here. So I just have to wait, but I'm just expecting going short when the setup comes up in the area I want the setup coming up. And if it's not happening for any reason, that's very often the situation, I won't trade. That's it. So no trading for me today. But I will stay put the 2 first hours looking for a setup. So that's my analysis on Nasdaq.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that basically half of the explanation was on how we are waiting, and it's funny because that's 99% of trading. Like, what's trading? It's literally wait, execute, wait, but either stop loss or take profit, and that's it, and you move on.
Yeah.
And everyone wants something else. Like, okay, but how can I just execute more? It's like, what do you mean execute more? You're probably just gonna lose more. So as long as you're sticking to the plan, it doesn't really matter. So
yeah,
yeah.
same point again. Like when you enter the trade, you're entering with the probability against you right away. So
Yeah, exactly.
Right away. I have another entrance here. I won't take it. I'm just saying it's already done. So I have another entrance here, but that's a no. That's a no to me. I already said I was waiting for shorts, and this is what I'm going to wait. There's no context for me to saying it's going up or down, so I have to wait. There's nothing clear to me now.
Yeah, I think that one of the last things you want to do, especially on Nasdaq, is like see it move up so aggressively and be like, "Yep, I think it's gonna stop here." It's like, is it really? Like, do you really think so? That's usually what I like to say because everyone is like, "No, I'm gonna short it now with no confirmation." I'm like, "Go ahead, have fun."
Yeah.
Like, not with me. Like, I personally, I just wait. 90% or 99% of my time, especially during New York session, is just waiting. Like, there's really nothing. Like, you as traders, you become a master at waiting. Like, that's it. You think trading is executing, trading is waiting. Trading is not doing dumb stuff. I usually people normally ask me how to become, like, most people think that they're at the break-even stage, and they're like, "Oh, Kimmel, how can I go from break-even to profitable?" And I'm like, "Well, look at your journal, look at the dumb mistakes you made, and reduce them." Yeah, and it's not even remove them. Like, everyone does dumb mistakes, right? We're human. We're gonna mismanage. We're gonna enter in a position we should not have entered. As long as you reduce the number of times you do that, that's fine. Like, it is what it is. But you have, again, your work is on reducing the amount of mistakes that you're making. So
yeah,
that
the
is
unlearning.
yeah, exactly. It's like, just stop doing dumb stuff. That's really it. What about, okay, let's get, what about Bitcoin? I'm not really interested in Bitcoin. This year, it was not my favorite one. No, this year? No, last year. Last year. I have too much ego attached to Bitcoin. I can't really trade it. Anything that I have ego attached, same thing with gold, because I used to trade gold with very small stops, and I just got burnt and burnt and burnt. So now I just can't. I don't trade pairs in which I'm gonna have an ego with at all. Like, if I think that I'm projecting something on the market, I just don't trade it. I don't know if you guys have that with any sort of pair, like a pair that you don't touch because you know that when you do, you just mess it up.
That's a good point.
GBP, GBP USD.
Yeah.
I've never been able to get the hand of it. I can't trade it, and I'd love to, but every time I trade the GBP, it's awful. So, so it's a
Everyone
curse.
asks me like, why don't you trade gold? And I'm like, nah, you're not gonna see me trade gold. I'm not a fan. What about you,
It,
Arnas? Do you have any
it's
pair that you don't touch because you're like, I'm gonna mess it up?
I mean, I kind of like outgrew it, I guess now. Like for me, it's just like the things I don't even have it on my watch list. Nothing else than like just macro stuff like yield and
Yeah,
like some stocks, crypto. It's another thing, and then I just stick to whatever I trade, and that's it.
yeah. And what about the people in the chat? Is there anything that you feel the same thing as us, which is like, if I touch it, I'm gonna lose, so I'm just not gonna touch it? Is like anyone in the chat that has that exact thing about any pair? Because I bet you do, and don't lie, because we know when you're lying. Gold is horrible. Every time I trade, it's awful. Yeah. Kimmel buy some stocks so I can have some short opportunities. Like that's the running joke that I used to be on stream and I was like, guys, I'm gonna tank the market. I'm just gonna quickly buy some stocks. And every single time I would just top tick when I bought stocks. Like I bought it and it just goes down. It's insane.
It's the
But I've been the opposite
Kramer
now.
effect.
No one can hold it against me anymore. I've been buying the bottom now. And then the bottom
The
just keeps going down. So
Kramer
maybe
effect,
not.
like you do the opposite Jim Kramer does, and that's it.
Kimmel effect. Fucking if he long stocks, just short them. Just short NQ. But I don't have liquidity anymore. I've been buying too much Pokemon to actually buy some stocks. So I'm sorry guys. That's why NQ has been messy. Yeah, Japanese yen, Nazen SAP for Abdullahi. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm very good at saying like non-European names, like Abdullahi. I think I'm right, Abdullahi, right? You would be like, oh my god, no one said it that well.
Where are you
As
from,
in,
Kimmel?
from Portugal, where we are. How do you say it? We are neighbors.
Neighbors.
Beautiful, beautiful Spain. I need to go there. I need to go to Valencia.
Nice
I
area.
used to live I used to live there. It's a
Oh,
great
really?
city.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Mm.
I
Question to
used to live
Kimmel.
there before I moved
Go,
to
go,
Rome.
go. Did you
Where
live
you?
by the beach?
Yeah. I lived like 20 kilometers out of Valencia, like towards Alicante, that side. But like it was 30 minutes with a bus to downtown Valencia.
That's
Yeah.
great. Where are you
Yeah.
living now, Arnas?
I live in Lithuania now. So
Lithuania.
after I am Lithuanian, so it's
Mm.
been a year. It's been a year now since I'm back in Lithuania. Before that, I was in Norway. So I was in Spain, then I went to Italy, then afterwards came back to Lithuania, then went to Norway afterwards, and now I'm back in Lithuania again. So
Nice. Question to Kimmel: what to do if the 1 hour is not aligning with the 4 hour and 1 hour? Well, depends. If it's on a pair where you're trading the higher time frame, you just wouldn't trade. You would wait for both to align. If you're trading the lower time frame, then you would trade based on what the 4 hour and 1 hour are telling you, by being careful with what the daily is telling you, meaning the levels on the daily. But there's one question from Jay, probably to all of us. Do the same setups and patterns apply to futures, or do they have different variables? I think this question is a little bit like we don't have enough context to answer, because it's like futures is just another asset class. It's just like CFDs. Just like there's gold futures. I think it's G6 that's gold. Am I mega wrong? I think not.
futures GC1, I
GC.
think.
Oh, GC. Okay. I don't
GC.
know where I got G6. Yeah. So GC. So that's futures. So technically, if for example, Rosa or Arnas want to go trade GC, they can. And on what prop firm? funding ticks. Just saying. So
of course.
if you give us a little bit more context, we would be able to answer, because it's like, if I ask Rosa or Arnas, if they only gun to your head, you can only trade futures and it would have to be GC, you would trade the exact same thing because it's the same pair. It moves the same.
I won't.
Yeah, but the charts are the same, right?
The charts are the same. The charts
Yeah.
are the same, but because of the contracts in FX, I mean in CFDs, you can accommodate your leverage and your risk straight to the point you want to risk. And in futures, you have to manage contracts in a different way. That's why I feel more comfortable trading CFDs. But the chart is very, very similar. There's some differences, but it's very similar. If you're good at one pair, it doesn't matter if or one symbol. It doesn't matter if it's CFDs or futures. You're going to be profitable. It's impossible not to be profitable. It's the same thing, different chart. Maybe a higher or a lower candlestick, or I don't know, but it's the same candle, so there's no difference at all. You're going to be profitable.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Arnas? If you had to trade GC, would you trade the exact same?
I don't know. I never thought about it, honestly. So I mean, it's hard for me to answer. But I find, I find all I need in CFDs. That's it. So that I try to stick to what I know. I try not to invent the wheel, and yeah, that's it.
Fair enough. But again, guns on my head, it's all the same. If someone would tell me, hey, you can only trade futures from now on, I would just grab 6E, 6B for pound. And I would grab NQ and ES, and I would go to funding ticks, and I would trade it there. There you go. So you like even prop firms, like you now have everything. If you want CFDs, there's CFDs. If you want futures, there's futures. So yeah.
Yeah, true. All right, guys. I think we'll be hopping off now. It was a pleasure, Kimmel. First time we did this. Rosa, as always.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for the great conversation.
Yeah.
And we'll be here next week. At least I will.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I'll see you, Rosa, I think pretty soon as well.
Yep. Pretty soon tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, could be. All right, guys.
Okay.
Like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day. So
yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Thumbs up. Okay. Bye-bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.